Okay. All right, people. All right. So what we're going to want to talk about today is the increase in mortgage interest rates. All right. There's no need to panic. Interest rates are going up slightly, but it's not gonna really kill you guys purchasing. All right. And I'm gonna break this down. We're gonna use this as my example. What's on my screen right now. So we'll use this particular house, 301 West 21st Street. It just came on the market. I picked it randomly, but the house is being offered at $269,900. So let's look at how that looks if we were going to offer $269,000. So Mr. Smith loves this house. Excuse me. He wants to put up $269,000. Let's use $5,000. Yeah, let's use 5,000 as the earnest money deposit. That's what you want to put down to purchase the house. Now that has nothing to do with your 3.5% for your FHA mortgage. You put up 3.5% down. That's what you're required to put down. This is the earnest money deposit that you want to write the check so that the owner knows that you're serious about buying a house. This number is calculated within this number too. So you can minus out the 5,000 out of the 3.5% that you have to put down. Now, I will tell you what you had to put down as far as like the mortgage. Now, I'm not a mortgage lender, I'm a realtor, but we do some of this too, just so our clients know exactly where things stand financially. But we actually refer to the lender when we go to write the deal to get accurate numbers. All right, so it's 3.5% down, which is $9,446.50. All right, so out of that, it would be minused out 5,000 from that number, and then there will be some calculations on the side here. But I want to show you something. So homeowners insurance is calculated in it, but see, we have zero for the homeowners insurance. This is the number. Principal $1,234. You have real estate taxes of $115. You have mortgage insurance. That's for the insurance that you pay for not having the 20% down. And then that leaves you with $1,535.25. All right. Now, your earnest money deposit, this is the cash that you need to close. This is the close and the settle on the deal. So your 5,000 gets minused out from the 20,000, you're down to 14. This is what you have to bring to the table. But let me show you how the insurance comes out and plays in this whole big picture. And I want you to see this number change. Just look up around here. Look up around here and watch how this number changes. So average insurance on this house is $700. So if you notice, now you had that additional $58, which then bumps that price up to $1,539. Now, what is the interest rate? The interest rate is 3.8. So don't be afraid. All right, if the interest rates go up by 1%, and I'll show you what this looks like. See how that number changed? Goes up roughly about $200 some, right? So it's not bad, but you know, if you want to save the 200, you might want to think about purchasing sooner than later. But it does affect your payment slightly. It doesn't affect it by much, but if you're like me, $200 is something that you might want to save. You would most likely want to do it earlier. Now, I just came up with these numbers as far as rates. I don't know what the rates are right now. At one point, clients were getting 3.3, 3.5. You know, it fluctuates, but it's not something that I would focus on as much. The thing the real thing about mortgages that you really need to focus on is this number right here. Is that magical monthly payment number. Now, also, what can change this number? All right. So when you're thinking about a property, think about taxes, right? taxes have a big impact on the property. So let's say if we get these taxes, they're $13.91. Let's look. $13.91, right? So if you pick a property where the taxes are much higher, let me show you how this affects the deal. Say it's 4,000. Notice this number actually changed too, which you need to bring to the table, because now the taxes are actually higher, and this number changes too. It went up by another $200. All right. So I want you guys to understand those mortgage calculators that you see out there on the internet, they don't calculate like this system does here. And my numbers are not 100% accurate because I don't know all the fees that's being calculated by your mortgage lender. Fees, they normally have all the fees in there that you have to pay. And let me show you what it looks like, totally like outside of this. So this is the typical screen that you're going to see, or document that you're going to see. So you're paying $53.98 in transfer tax. That's a fee from the county, from the state, that they charge you for taking the property out of the owner's name and transfer it into your name. So that's a part of the closing cost. Then they charge you for deed recording fee, mortgage recording fee, notary. You got your homeowner's insurance that's going to be paid by your mortgage company, but it's wrapped into your monthly payment. So then it says you got $64.14 and just fees, right? Up here is your total cost. This is the down payment that you are required to have. Now, some of that can be actually through a first-time home buyer program. Some of it can be through a gift. It's ways that we can deal with that. We can deal with that situation. All right. Now, on this side of the screen, we have acquisition costs. How much does it cost you to do this deal? So you got $269, $14,000 in closing costs, $4,000 lender escrow, and $90.64 to the seller for acquisition costs of $289,000. Then we do some calculations, and they're going to minus some stuff out. So right here, you're down to $18,000 in closing costs. But let's look at how this deal looks when you put back the taxes, the regular taxes, not $4,000. Okay. Hasn't updated right yet, so let's see. For some reason it hasn't updated. Let me see if we can get the update. It's stuck for some reason. Gonna reset it. All right, we're gonna zero it out. Let's go back into it and do it all over again. For some reason it just wouldn't calculate it. All right, so settlement date, and the settlement date has something to do with those fees too. So let's do 4.8. $5,000 for that. Mr. Smith. And let me show you something else too. I'll show you what conventional looks like too. And we can't forget the homeowners insurance. Homeowners insurance is very important. You gotta have insurance, for the property, right? Okay. So now if you look at it, right, because the taxes are lower, what you have to bring to the table is lower, right? Payment is 17 because now you got that $58 in there. All right. So let's do this. Let's change the projection of the deal. So instead of doing FHA, 3.5% down, we're going to do conventional. All right. Still, it's 3.5% down, right? But you still have the homeowners insurance. And let me see if we have the so they still have mortgage insurance. So let me show you what this looks like without mortgage insurance. All right, so we're going to change it from 3.5 to 5% down. For some reason the system is not calculating, right? So let's do this. Let's close this out. Let's go back into it. Let's mark it up all over again. I hope this is not boring to you, but I just wanted you to get a better picture of what's happening. All right, so 4.8, 5,000 for the escrow. Conventional, see, they calculated 20% down. So let's do. Well, let's use the 20% down. Let's use 20% so you get to see what it looks like. If you do have that 20% that you can put down, and that 20% is 20% of the actual purchase price of $269,900. All right. So let's break this deal down. We got the insurance in here. We got everything in here that we need. So let's look at the deal. All right. So, all right, these numbers stay the same, but you put down $53,980. Right? That's the down payment, 20% times the $269,900. All right. So transfer tax, all that stays the same. This stays the same. That stays the same. But I want you to take notice here. See this mortgage insurance is 0. All right. So that's now 0, right? Your payment comes down from the 15 to the 1307. But what's the difference? It's about $200, $300 difference, but you got to put up that much money. It's a lot of money, right? So I just want to get so you guys understand when you're dealing with a mortgage person, for you to have a general education about what's going on. So you understand that it's fees, you have closing costs. Any of those deals that's 100%, you still have closing costs, right? Veterans, you still have closing costs. So it's not 100% zero down. It's zero down for the requirement to purchase, like when you got to put up 3.5%, 5%, 10%, whatever those, no, you don't have to do it for 100% loan. USDA, VA, you don't have to do it for, but we all are responsible for closing costs. All right. So if you look at this deal, what is the closing cost? Right there. Not bad. That's better than renting. It's better than, what is it? Lease to purchase, stuff like that. It's at least better. But as you see here, the calculations for this deal, because you're putting down 20%, you got to actually bring to the table $59,110. All right. So if you guys have any questions, give me a call, text me, DM me, email me. You know, it's Sean Brooks, the realtor, that real estate guy, or Mr. Real Estate, whatever one you want to call me. All right. So you guys have a good night. Don't want to take up all your time. I just wanted to drop some nuggets for you. Okay. All right. You guys take care.